Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Karina from KarinaWisdom.com, back with day 78 of the journey. Wow, we are really coming down to the end of this 100-day challenge, and I'm just so proud of myself that I've really stuck with it. I really committed to taking action daily, and now I know that I can achieve anything that I put my mind to, as long as I focus on taking the right consistent action daily. So how am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling very confident. I had a really good brainstorming session today, and it's important that you have people that are also in the same niche as you or in the same business as you that you can discuss and bounce ideas off of. And that was what I did today. I had one person who used to be my accountability partner. We just connected out of the blue, and I really poured out everything I was doing, and he gave me some suggestions, some ideas how I can tweak things and how I can improve things, and also offered to help. If you are the type of person that gives, people are willing to step in and help you. And I remember points where in his business where he was in need, and I was there helping and giving as well. So I got a lot of clarity today. Yes, I really had a solid plan, and it wasn't really until I sat down and I really explained it to him that I realized how solid my plan was for the last 22 days of this journey. And even though I haven't really monetized my funnel as yet, I still have gotten a lot of foundational work done. And this is a discussion that I had with him, because I also have another project that I'm working on. And he was saying that, hey, while you're on this challenge, did you give up that project? I'm like, no, I didn't give up that project. I'm still working on that project, pretty much just the bare minimum to get it going. And it's really an online radio show that I run somewhere else that I'm still committed to doing daily. And I was given the results of that show. And he was saying, oh, wow, you know what, that's amazing results. So why don't you just stop what you're doing right now and just focus on doing that? Just focus on doing the show. And I said, no. You know, I invested so much time and energy into making this work as it is. And I'm going to see it through. I'm not going to give up. I am going to see it through. And the worst thing that you can do whenever you take up a challenge, whenever you set a goal for yourself, is to give up. Don't give up. It's just a matter of figuring out the formula. And that was my discussion with him today. It's just a matter of figuring out the formula, tweaking, because things are working. I am getting results. Yes, they may not be the massive type of results that people like to see, but they're results nonetheless. That just means I need to take a specific type of action in order to give me a different or better results. So that's what I'm focused on. It's really the fine-tuning of everything. And yes, you know what? I've been listening to some motivational content like 2 days ago. It's actually Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. And you hear me talk about this book all the time. And trust me, if you're going to go into, when you start your business, you really need to read this book before you start. It is so informative and inspirational. And I sat down and I listened to it, and I realized that I have to acknowledge that I'm already doing a lot, considering what I already have going on in my GMO, but then I can do more. And I decided that I was just going to go all flat out for the rest of the 100 days to commit to it. So don't give up. The worst thing you can do is give up. Is when you give up and you take yourself out of the race, you take away your opportunity to win. Honestly, you cannot win if you're not in the race. So my friends, hanging there, persistence pays off, but not blinded persistence. You need to also be willing to take different actions and be willing for things to look different. And yes, I've had some lessons learned, and I'll definitely cover that on day probably 101 or 102 of my lessons learned on the journey. if I had the opportunity to do things differently, what would I do? And yeah, the journey will continue because it's a goal that I've set for myself and I will definitely achieve. And I just want to say a little bit more about the power of persistence, because sometimes people give up just before they are about to reap their harvest. And the way how I feel about how everything is going right now, I feel like I'm on the edge of breaking out, of making this challenge a success. I feel like I'm on the edge of that. And it's a good feeling to have. And it's just a matter of me being persistent. And one of the best stories I've seen of persistence is called 3 Feet from Gold. It's after this man, he decided he was going to go and mine for gold. He borrowed money from friends and family. He started mining. He was running low on cash, very, very low on cash. And they actually hit a very thin stream of gold, whatever you want to call it. And very quickly that gold got dug out. And yes, he paid everyone back, but then soon he was back in debt again. And he was so badly in debt that he just decided that he was going to sell all his equipment and access to the mine. So he sold it to someone, and that person came and got a geologist. The geologist studied the fault line of the land and said, dig here. Gold is right there. The guy actually started digging exactly where the previous owner left off. And he only dug for 3 feet. That's like 1 day's worth of digging. He only dug for 3 feet and hit the largest deposit of gold in history. And that, my friends, is the power of persistence. The previous owner gave up just before he was able to reap his harvest. Once the previous owner heard this, of course, can you imagine you just sold the mine and the other person dug for a day and hit the biggest gold deposit ever? How would you feel about that? So once the previous owner heard this, he became an insurance salesman and he understood the power of persistence. And he was the most persistent insurance salesman out there, to the point that he became the #1 insurance salesman in the States. It's the power of persistence, my friends. One physical reminder that you can have around you all the time about the power of persistence is the light bulb. The light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison. It took him a little over 1,000 tries, several years and 1,000 tries to come up with the incandescent light bulb. That, my friends, is the power of persistence. When they sat down and they asked Thomas Edison, do you think you failed all those times? His response was no. He didn't think he failed. He just learned over 1,000 ways not to make the light bulb. And it's also about your perspective as well. How you perceive what's going on around you. Because the way that I see it, I'm sure that if I was in a different kind of mindset, and like a less than positive mindset, I would just give up. But I'm not like that, because I know that lack of success is just a lack of knowledge. It's something that you need to learn to do. Once you have done it, then you will hit the jackpot. And I recognize that, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this happen. My friends, remember you can click like on the video below, and while you're down there, also click subscribe to the channel so you can get the latest video as soon as it's published. In the description, you'll also find a link to my website, karinawisdom.com. Click it, jump over there, and you'll see day 78 of the journey. Exactly what I did today to move myself forward to achieving my goal. And yes, I have been busy. I really sat down and I said I was going to do 8 focus hours. Yes, that's 8 continuous focus hours. My friends, thank you again for watching this video. This is Karina from karinawisdom.com signing off. Boom.